Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I will hydrate, and also, that is perfect, because then I can tell you what I'm drinking. Yeah. That is not a good review. I mixed ginger juice and lemon juice, and then with bubbly water. But it's a little spicy, because ginger is a little spicy. I'm the whitest person ever. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, it's pretty good, but like, it just kind of has a specific spicy, like, little tinge to it. Like, once you're drinking, it's not so bad, but if you take one sip, you're, like, reminded that, oh yeah, oh yeah, this is spicy. Well, like, spicy as in it hits you in a way. It's not, you know what I mean. If you've eaten ginger, you know what I mean. Hey Taurus, good to see you today. I hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday today, isn't it? That's not that crazy, now that I think about it. I was gonna say that's a little crazy that it's Monday, but it's literally not. Comes around once a week. It's like, it doesn't sneak up either. Hi. Hi. Right. What did we... It's been like 2 weeks since we played this game, and I don't remember at all the last thing we did. What is the last thing we did? Let me look at my notes. Maybe that'll tell me something. Oh yeah, we returned... Was that last time that we returned the key card and we gave Silver the ID pass, the, like, whatever it was. The thing from the agent. I think that was that last time? I don't know if that was last time. What kind of items do we have? Oh, oops. We have 0 items. That is actually really good, because then I can't have forgotten what they are. Oh, we definitely learned about the parking lot. That like, whoever puts their car there had a chance to be vandalized, and that was because of... Was it fairies? Fairies? Fae? Whatever they called them. Was it fairies? No, it can't have been fairies. What was it? I can't remember if it was fairies, because I also only recently learned that, what's her name again? The girl with the green hair that we haven't seen in this game, that she is also a fairy, or whatever. Hang on, let me... Coffee, talk, wiki. Yes, I just can't remember, dude. It is... Freya! I knew it started with an F and ended with an A. I was like, is it Fatima? No, it's not Fatima. It's Freya. But you know, I think she's supposed to be like a... Wait, her last name is Fatima? What? Okay, never mind. I guess I was, closer. Species human? That's not right. Wait, I thought they said that she was supposed to be a fairy or something? Whatever. Whatever, not a great start. But the wiki is also very bare bones, so I don't know. I might trust... For once, I might trust my own memory more than a wiki. Not gonna lie. Anyway, we are not very good friends with Rachel. Or Luau Baileys. That's rude. Not at all with Aqua. What the heck? None of these people like me. Well, I guess half of them don't like me. Ooh, dinner with the team. Is that a golem? What is that guy? I want to be his friend. Oh no, I want to be his friend, because he's got a funny t-shirt and a slice of pizza. Normal schedule, boring. I'm taking an easy day, because self-care is important. Good for you. Have you ever heard a story that wows? So you try to go for your dreams because you're so inspired to do something or anything? That's a bad tweet. That's a terrible tweet. That made no sense. All the ingredients are stocked up and the weather is keeping quiet. Well, relatively. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Yeah, chat, if you have any stories. I don't really care about these guys. If you guys have any stories, though. Is the barista kind of like a streamer, but instead of like a small streamer, but instead of people like messaging them in chat, they just see them in real life-ish, I guess. Wow, I'm bad at speaking, but you know what I mean. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gala. Nice to see you two. How did it go at the hospital today? Well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time. Oh no, how did we make his drink again? Your Fury? Is it the full moon already? Nope, but I sometimes get pre-Fury symptoms. Is this man... That kind of makes it sound like a period, isn't it? I mean, is that not really kind of what it is? Now that I think about it? Okay, no, suddenly I have a lot more empathy for him. Pre-Fury symptoms. Because he's a werewolf, just in case you don't know. Yeah, it's a common thing for okay, well, I guess I didn't have to tell you. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury. And that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask, but it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. It can give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Small, but annoying. Or big and more than annoying. That doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual, and a bit crankier as well. Oh no. Are they fighting? Is there a drink that could help you with that? I never found one, but if anyone can come up with it, it's you, Tora. Since the Galahad can soothe your Fury, maybe it would work pre-Fury as well? Maybe, but I think it needs to be more relaxing. Like Galahad, but with no caffeine, and maybe blue? Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Was it black tea, milk, and ginger? So it would be blue tea, milk. Blue tea, milk, and ginger. Thank God I wrote that down, because I don't think I would have remembered. I think I would have remembered the ginger because they make like quite a big deal out of it, but the milk? No. Also, how does he know it's blue? I guess blue is calming, right? Ooh, look, he's barking at the pieces of ginger. That's cute! Serve it. We don't have any items to give anyway. Here you go, a gala tea for you. You come up with these names on the spot, Tora? Why, are they bad? Ah, no, it takes a bit of soul searching to tailor it to the situation and so on. It almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Yeah, we technically do. Because she's like the guardian of the, not galaxy, the guardian of the Earth, I guess. Call it a sixth sense. Right, let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Say that fast 3 times in a row. You can't. Neither can I, but you can't. Wow, this is excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. He really has been staring him down, huh? What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, Tora, guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, I wasn't that bad. No, I was so tired. Today I nearly fell asleep on the job. Oh, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? I'm gonna leave us all in suspense for a little longer. Veteran. Now working in on— oh yeah, we did know he was a veteran, right? Ugh. But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refusing to look at solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. And hide. I'm barely keeping it together as it is. You should know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit. They really are just a couple, huh? A couple of besties? No, a couple of, I guess maybe they're roommates now. I don't know, have they told us? I take it you two ended up chatting yesterday after all. You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one, lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy it sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either, it's a constant these days. Please help me help him, Tora. I'm at my wit's end. He just needs a good cup of coffee, maybe? Mr. Hyde? Ugh, fine. What is it? The truth is, I'm bored to death. Or I would be if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old? In vampire years, right? And I've never been this bored in my entire life. Interesting, you usually make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in vampire years. I'm not saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, Tora. Intervention first, gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? Hey, Sam. No, we can't do it for every— I mean, technically, if we did it for every game, then I would do it for every other game besides Yakuza. I have Yakuza counter and then, like, every other game counter. But it's good to see you today. Thanks for tuning in. We're just talking, you know, and drinking coffee. Actually, I do have some coffee, so it's not wrong. But... But, you know, it's also the game coffee talk, you know. Anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. Is he also on his vampire period? Or, like, he's on his werewolf period and he's on his vampire period? Well, I'm also irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But modeling stopped being fun ages ago. You did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind then? Yeah. Is there a specific reason for that? 'Cause he's bored! It's all just so brief. Okay. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. Immersion. Do we need an immersion counter? I don't know about that one. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while, so they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months, and I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with their wearers. I endorsed something that would feature in their cherished memories, man. But then social media came and it all became disposable. Honestly, that's kind of a truth. That's kind of true. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. You shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what, 10 minutes? Then another campaign comes in, and everything's forgotten. Blink and it's gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days, though? With slow fashion and the like. Is that a thing? I need to find out if that's a thing. That's true, and people are getting into vintage clothes too. That is definitely true. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. You mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. I mean, for men, you would usually not use the word pretty, but okay, we can use the word pretty. But also, yeah, that's, I feel like that would be really tough. But especially as a model, you don't really have an identity either, right? You just wear the clothes. And sometimes you get, like, one job for one type of clothing and then a different job for something, like, completely different. Like, it's not like basically any other, like, influencer job, I guess. Because for streamers, for actors, for actors it might also be the case, but you do have a little more that you, like, go on interviews and things like that. But for models that really usually isn't the case. Like, that must really suck, that it's basically entirely superficial, except with the, like, caveat that you need to be pleasant to work with. That's the only two things that are important about models, which really suck. Or if it's not because you're pretty, then because there's still something else. Like plus-sized models, for example. Like, you need to still have a certain aesthetic, even if it isn't, like, mainstream beauty, I guess. But with the model industry, it really is all superficial, right? That would suck. That seems like a really terrible, like, a business to be in. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. So are you saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Don't ask a vampire to leave a mark. Unless you know what that entails. Oh my god, Sam. That's fine. That's smart. I like that one. But then it's for everything. Should we then do everything non-Yakuza or everything including Yakuza? Maybe we should do including Yakuza, and then for Yakuza just only pick the plot points for Yakuza Writer, if that makes sense. Maybe we should do it like that. Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered, that became a part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you? Yeah, so Yakuza Writer is for plot points, and writer credit is for any game, including Yakuza, that is like the line, like the specific text, if that makes sense. So we don't, like, count them twice, if that makes sense. People who always remember you? That's not the same thing. He wants to be famous, but also be an influencer, I guess. He wants to leave a mark, not just be famous, I guess. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. Well, I guess a doctor isn't on a global scale. I don't know if he wants to be famous or just leave a mark, or both. That would make a difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts. There's 14-hour shifts? Did you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Well, do you see what I'm dealing with, Tora? It does seem to be a thorny issue. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, that sounds good. Just make me something I like. Anything you've seen me enjoy recently or when we first met? He wants red drinks, right? I don't know what he had. Do I have notes on that? Oh god, I don't have notes on him. Unless I can find unless I can find on my PC whatever the like whatever notes I had before. Let me see, maybe I do. Oh, but I don't know. Oh? It's not a lot of notes. It just says masala chai and STMJ. Is that the right one? Hang on. Yeah, that has to be the right one. Well, that does not do much for me. That's some great notes. Holy. Very useful. Thank you. Thank you, past me. That is not great. I have more notes now, like from this game than from the first one. Just a simple cafe owner giving away drinks for free and keeping a dossier on every customer. Yeah, kinda. But I wish I did, but I don't. I should have. But I also don't know if they're actually free or not. Because they don't show payments, but I also don't know if they're free. Anything you've seen me enjoy, so anything old. What was the STMJ again? Was that one red? But Hibiscus wasn't in the first game, so I can't remember what drink we made for him then. Because it had to be red, right? How did I make him a red drink? Can we just give him Hibiscus? Is that good? Is that good enough? We'll see what... Yeah, let's serve it. Here, I hope you enjoy this one. Well, looks like you lose... Oh, I thought he was gonna say my name! Looks like you lose, Gala. Guess there's a first time for everything. What do you mean? Never mind. I don't particularly like this, by the way. I'm very sorry, whatever. No! What's wrong with hibiscus tea? Do we reset? I think we don't reset. Oh, hi everyone. Hey, Lua. Hi, Lua. Busy night, I see. I mean, to be fair, we probably at the end can time travel again. So if that was very important, then we can also redo it at some other point. I miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. It's 3 people. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. But we ended up fighting with Baileys instead. You must be getting bored of your arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. Well, someone likes drama. Honestly, same. How are things with you two, by the way? I wonder... Did he like me more suddenly? He might like me more suddenly. Which day is this? Hang on. I do have a way to find it. Give me 1 second. It should be about halfway. Like the 27th or something? Hang on. Sorry, give me one moment. But yeah, maybe the 20s. Hang on. I can find it. I can find it. I swear. I'm just looking at the VODs because it should be in there. I think I tagged the specific days. Give me one moment. It should be. It should be, yeah, the 27th? Is it the 27th? Yeah, it should be the 27th. Well, look at that, I got it right somehow. I don't know how I got that right. Oh, the phone says also the 27th, dang it. Well, that makes sense. Just let me order before I answer, if that's alright, Tora. Of course, what would you like? Oh, don't make it too difficult. I spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you recommend for that? I was about to say lemon and ginger, but lemon and honey might be better. Sounds great. Lemon and honey hot drink. Well, classic is black tea. But lemon and ginger is also good. I'm not biased at all. I'm literally drinking a lemon and ginger drink right now. As you can see in my hands very clearly. That should be fine, right? If she said it in that order, I'm giving it her that in that order. Ooh, Midsummer's Night Dream. Here you go, some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Tora. Don't call me that. I'm definitely not a doctor. Is it illegal to impersonate, like, and say that you're a doctor, or is it? I think so, right? I think that's illegal. I guess it also depends on where. Where you are. Some countries might not frown upon that. Ah, this is truly lovely. Just what I needed. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract, so I've been organizing meetings with everyone, making sure it's all going to plan. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making, and part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it, so it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Just the cup being warm, or the, like, stuff that's in it? Because I can also just give you an empty cup from the dishwasher. Like when it's freshly done. Anyhow, to answer your earlier question, Kala, you've probably gathered that Bay, and I have been fighting. Yeah, and Hai told me a little bit about it, too. Did he say too? Oh, okay, I still don't speak French. I still don't speak French. I don't recognize more than 2 words from this text, and I had French for like 3 years. Whoops. That's fine. Right, well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I'd like. And I should like them. He's paying attention, just not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful that he's trying to please me. But I get annoyed instead, and then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. It's not great, I know. That's a tough situation. But I guess it's good that they're taking a break from planning, then. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. If we only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. Sounds like she kinda did. Oh, okay, she did not figure it out. That's the problem, I'm not sure. At first, I thought I was tired or worried. The decision making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want Bae to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that though, but I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels so wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bae. They should just elope. Just go to Vegas and get a casino wedding. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. They're always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends and colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns, and they hire live bands. I've never been to a wedding in a barn. But I mean, it makes sense. But not in the middle of fucking Seattle. That does not make sense. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at that and think, this is great, this is what I want. But now it all just feels more and more off to me. Honestly, I think I kinda can relate. I've been to not a lot of weddings, but like a couple weddings over the past couple years. And the more like I go to them, the more I'm like, maybe I don't want a wedding like this. Like I thought I wanted it, but at the same time I don't want it, but at the same time I do want it. You know what I mean? But then I also think about all the planning that goes into it, and I'm like, maybe I'll stay unmarried for a while at least. Now it all just feels more and more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiancé that? That's a good point. What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Then just be clear about what you do and don't want. Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget. That's up to you how to communicate. Or wait, that's up to you. That's up to how you communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic. We've been through so much, you all know that. This is supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. Bae wants to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. I mean, you can honor it in a different way. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear you and your elf are well matched. Your elf! You always worry so much about what others think, instead of putting out your own wants and needs. That's true, they should just talk. But I think the main issue really is that they don't know what they want. Because we also talked to Bailey's, and he also had like a similar thing. That he was like, I don't really know what I want, I just want to please her. And she's like, I don't know what I want, but this isn't it. So like, it's hard to communicate what you want if you don't know what you want. I don't know. That's a tough situation to be in, I guess. You do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters? Right, and how would you define properly? And who are you in that partnership with? Okay, well, that also. I believe you've met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes. Yeah, that's not the point. Also, he does not have puppy eyes. Right, I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married, and the strangers who put wedding pictures online. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? That's kind of what I said, but in a different way. If that makes sense. Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint, if that's what you like. Honestly, Honestly, yeah, but I'm gonna judge you a little bit for it. That's like one of the things. That's like one of the things where I'm like, okay, maybe that's. There's no real rules for it, but if there were, then maybe not that. I mean, the trainers, like the gym shoes, I guess, sneakers, that's fine. But at a fast food restaurant, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, if you met at a fast food restaurant, then maybe. But even then, I don't know. That I wouldn't. Not for me. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. I still want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. Because we're invited and we also want decent food. But point well taken. It's just... my family might have certain expectations. True, did they openly say it? And also, fuck 'em. Is that mean? Also, fuck 'em. Did they openly say that? No. Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think that they do. At Tora's tea shop? Tora's tea shop that also serves coffee. And also is free. You don't need to pay for any drinks. Wait, no. If I need to do catering, you do have to pay me. Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, or also just ignore them. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Weren't they the racists? Or wait, was it his parents that were the racists? Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone or to fight with them or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. I was hungry. Nom nom. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. You should just become a therapist or something. Or a counselor. Okay, yeah, or maybe you should become a therapist. Is that already another point on the writer... what was it? Writer credit? Tora's tantalizing teas and coffee. Teas and coffee. Yeah, but we can't do that because they all need to start with T. Thank you, Sam. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. That's why you go to school for it first. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde? He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent. Wants to leave a mark. Wants to have fun. I don't know if counseling is fun. Just a very quick summary. Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. 20 years? Vampire years or people years? What happened then? Social media. I was modeling a capsule collection. What's a capsule collection? I'm gonna Google it, but if they give me like gacha balls instead, I'm gonna fucking do nothing and be mildly annoyed. Oh no! Wait. It is actually a thing. But just looking at the search result is not telling me anything. Oh, I think it might just be a very small collection with a very specific style. Not style, like occasion, like fall, summer, autumn. Are they specifically for seasons? I don't know. Maybe they are. This is the last day with Hyde? No. Oh no. I hope he will be okay. And she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup, and she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. I mean, that's vague. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience, something that would allow us to connect more. At first, I didn't think much of it. I started doing the usual posing, switching, posing some more. But something felt different. Then I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yeah. Usually you go real fast. Most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing, and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time, and we got kind of friendly, I guess. I mean, the issue with that is, right, you can get like 1 billion pictures, but you're gonna use like 4. So if you just get 4 pictures that are incredible, then you don't need the other 1 billion, right? But I guess, you know, more pictures means more to choose from, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily better either. Or that the best of the 1 billion will be better than the best of the few. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff, and 1 portrait of her. Then she suggested I come with her to her darkroom. Ooh! Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. You did always have a fondness for dark places. That makes sense, seeing as he's a vampire and all. Comes with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. I mean, the difference is also that he probably wasn't photoshopped. But that's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame, working each picture through the chemical baths, hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said she was used to being on the other side of the camera, even as a clothing designer. And it was the first time she really liked a portrait someone took of her. That's nice. Maybe he should become a photographer. Ah, I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kinds of tales. Or to launch into I almost thought he said sloppy monologues. Just forget it. No, I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea. I think of another career for you. Please share, Lua. You'd be doing both of us a solid. Photography. Go on then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently, but apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said, it captures the light beautifully, and it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me? No, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work. I think you've got the wrong guy here, Lua. I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Oh well, forget about it then. I mean, he could also do that, but not for wedding pictures. No, don't forget about it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental, and you love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids' drama and offend the parents. But most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget. They'll look at your pics their whole lives. Well, unless they get a divorce. You know. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. I mean, it's the truth. To be fair, like, What did they say? Like 50% of all marriages. 50% of all divorces end in a divorce. 50% of marriages, oh my god, he's saying the same thing. Like 50% of marriages end in divorce, but it's far higher. Like most of those are like second and third marriages. So if you have a chance to divorce, then yeah, you could divorce after your first, or like at your first marriage, but if you remarry, you have a way higher divorce. So if he, so if he just takes pictures for couples that are on their first marriage, then he has a better chance of not having them get divorced. You're assuming they won't get divorced. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. It's alright, I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. I mean, I guess, but some people would rather forget, I guess. Hide giving out coupons for your next wedding. I mean, to be fair, like, he will still be around. Or like coupons for your kids' weddings. Oh my god, that would be so funny. Here, I know you don't have kids yet, but if you do, I'll still be around. Here's your 20% off coupon. Oh, but then like, but then because of inflation, it's probably still going to be more expensive than yours. Oh well. The wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. That career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep on my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Also, where did his drink go? I did serve him a drink that he didn't like. Where did it go? Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do, and maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Tora. See you later. Good night, you two. They only got to say goodnight to one of us. New? Hey guys, sup? That's also a bad tweet. Here we go again, last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. You didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? Oh, because we get to influence, or we would be able to, like, influence his future, and because of, you know, blah 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 time traveling bullshit, we would be able to pick the right or the wrong choice, I guess. That's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. It sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience. And you do like being around people, don't you? I do sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. You don't have to be. Like, it's just a job. You don't have to love weddings to be a wedding photographer. People get married, they think they're taking a first step into forever. Well, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then next thing you know... I don't want to sound too depressing. Maybe it's actually a good thing for him, so he wouldn't be so depressing. Except if it goes awry. If all the couples end in divorce, he's probably gonna be worse off. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only in a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone to enjoy their company. You can do that for years, with friends, family, lovers, but at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person. And they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I guess that's true, but like... Why is he so... He's such a Debbie Downer. I know, the one time I tried, it really didn't work out. But do you regret trying? No. No, I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. There's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it willing to share their lives so closely. Also, I'm just saying, I don't know what kind of turn they're gonna take, but like, honestly, if he doesn't want to get married, that's fine. He doesn't have to. I don't know why everyone's trying to convince him that it's a good thing. I mean, it's nice to keep like the option open. Or rather that you keep your mind open so that you might, with the right person, still might want to get married. But if he doesn't want to get married, it's fine. Did we ever comment on the fact that it is weird that a vampire shows up on a traditional camera, given that it uses mirrors? I don't think so. Have we? That's a very good point. Huh. Would his clothes still show up though? Because maybe that's why the lady wanted him to be a model. Maybe we have had this conversation, but then it was in the first game. I don't know. Even if for most of them it won't pan out, there's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame. That's not beautiful, that makes me panic. Because I feel so sad for the moth or butterfly. Or a flower bloom like it will never wilt. Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute when I said we'd be together forever and meant it, I sure felt alive. If you know all that then, you must also know that it's something worth celebrating, and something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricksy one, Tora, and I'm too tired to fight your logic, which means it's time for me to head back. He doesn't want to deal with the defeat, so he's going home with his tail between his legs. Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-to-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable, for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Gala is from a long-living species. But even then, he'll grow old before I do eventually. The world will change 100 times. Technologies will die out, new technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now in a century, maybe two. And Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. I will be around to give you advice. Maybe we can't tell them that. The world won't wait for me. But you will, am I right, Tora? Oh no! Oh no, he's aware? That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We will make sure it's not misplaced. We? I know you will. And on that note, I guess I'm going to go browse for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Don't say that! Indeed. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. Oh, that's kind of scary. That is kind of scary that he seems to know. The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde, but some of us will. Start sharpening a knife behind the counter. And maybe someday, over the centuries, you will get my tea right? One day, one day. Man. Thursday, September 27th. I mean 8th. 28th. Ooh. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. That is... racist? Robots asked to give ultimate advice. Elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. Okay. Anything new here? Probably not. No delivery today, will resume tomorrow. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. True. Top of the morning to y'all. Hungover but feeling awesome? Question mark? A girl always has her secrets. Spill, sis. Spill your secrets to me. Good evening. Hello? Oh, Georgie! Officer, welcome. Hey, Tora. How are you doing? Doesn't look that well. Officer? Oh, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? Excuse me. I'm all ears if you want to chat. Hey, you're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Tora. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. Sorry. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Is it about the parking lot again? Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats. But neither fits with what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles? Can werebeasts giggle? Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really. I see, so what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, Tora. I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? Could it not just be the fairies? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such. Oh, Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. That includes apparitions. Apparitions? Yeah. Apparitions like... ghosts! Oh! Ghosts. Ghosts! I see. What do you mean I see? Eh? Doesn't sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. Bud, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Are you sure? Do they? Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Ah, right, the tree. Do you have your lighter? Do we have his light? We don't. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be? Fuck. You'll be fine. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Huh? Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes literally. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own peccadillos. Are they like armadillos, but peccadillos? A relatively minor fault or sin. Also, sorry, I was thinking, should I say this? According to which diction? Oh, according to Google, like, cause it like shows up the definition, right? The the example sentence is the sexual peccadillos of celebrities aren't necessarily news. That's wow. What a terrible fucking statement. I know that it's an example sentence, but what a fucking statement. Peculiar? Oh, maybe. Yeah, why aren't we serving the ghost tea? That would be nice. We could do that. If they come in, we can serve them tea or coffee. Everyone has their own peccadillos. True that. If you don't mind telling me, though. Wait, hang on. Ghostly ghosty. Say that fast 5 times. If you don't mind telling me, though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? I'm starting to rethink the example sentence. Maybe they are right that they aren't news, but I just figured like the peccadillos of celebrities, but then it's a relatively minor sin. It's like, okay, if you put those two parts of the definition and the sentence together, that's kind of crazy. But I also understand if it's just like a small little, if it's just a sexual business of celebrities, then yeah, that isn't news. But if it's the sin part, then that should be news. That should be massive news. That's what I'm trying to say. May I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. Is it understandable? All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh? Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Tora. But that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay. Thanks for sharing. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just that my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the Zen-ness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I have no idea what he's trying to say. I think you almost got it, yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. That's a big cigarette. That he's still huffing and puffing on the same one. Ghosts can also give you a chill, so it's all connected. True, true. That's very true. On that note, Tora, you've seen my lighter, right? Like in general, or right now? Did you lose it again? I have seen it. Did you lose it again? Because I don't have it. I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. Ah. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far, so it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right. Now about that street. You see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there, along with their pets, from all walks of life. We haven't seen that many pets, have we? Just that one cat, who might not even be a cat. Honestly. You know what I just realized? It would be fun if when you get an achievement, like something new pops up to put here, if that makes sense. That you can put the things where you want them. As kind of like a very minor way to get a little customization stuff going. That would be nice, but I guess not. Unless this is something and we got a singular achievement. It looks a little out of place, you know what I mean? I don't know, I think it's the black outline. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see. That's cute, I love that. I love that some games do that. Just to have like a little bit of stuff going on. I think for Splatoon, it's that you get like a school locker and then you can decorate your locker. I like that too. That is like a similar thing, right? I like that, but I haven't played Splatoon. But I like that kind of stuff. That it's not, like, it doesn't have to be very intricate. It's just nice to have a little something to shuffle around. You see, the street names just came to my mind last night. You take a guess what it is? You mean Bourne Street? Uh-huh. It wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. Oh, is he talking about the parking lot? But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about? Oh, that was the ferry market? Oh, okay. Everything's coming together. Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. Wow, what a coincidence. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Tora. Everything is lining up too perfectly if you ask me. That's confirmation bias. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. It does kind of sound nefarious. Nah, man, it's a coincidence. Although, to be fair, he could just drop his lighter off there, and then hopefully he'll appease, like, the apparitions, I guess. The fairy market vendors. But nefarious is that's a really good pun. That is really good. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone. Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me who's in charge of the case? Me! Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. Right. And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that. I'm telling you, Tora, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know. But I've always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff, because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring back bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? I mean, we might find out if you do your job. Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to really special stuff, and I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh? It is something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Huh. Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think? Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit? Ah, gotcha. But Tora, even if the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be... Hang on, I thought they're gonna ask me to make it. I'm not sure if that's the case, so I'm going to take note of the ingredients, because I will forget. Protection, drink, coffee, honey, lemon. Because I'm gonna 100% forget. Even if the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits, right? I wouldn't know, but I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. What are we putting in there? Alcohol? That's gonna be a lot of alcohol to put in there, though. I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just... Excuse me. I don't know why. Oh, no, I do know why I'm a little extra burpy today. My ginger lemon fizzy water drink. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean... Heh, what are you going to make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here. I gotta give it back to him. It exudes an... Or do we? Do we give it back to him? Then make me this magical drink you've learned, Tora. What was it? Coffee! Coffee? Coffee, honey, lemon. Coffee, honey, lemon. Coffee, honey, lemon. Okay. Yummy. Ooh! Quemada? We gotta give it back to him. I mean, we could also not give it back to him, but I think we should give it back to him. Because he really seems to want that shit. Because he hasn't asked me to, oh please, can you hold on to it so I don't have bad luck? He seems to really want it back, so I'm giving it back. That looks fucking cool as hell, though. I don't know how you're gonna drink that. But that's not my problem. Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than ones from America? Because they have French horns. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Oh wow. I did like it. Literally. But like... Oh wow. The drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is special just for you. So don't tell anybody. Because I'm also not allowed to serve alcohol, I assume. Roger that. Here you go. Oof, careful. Dang, Tora. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea. You might scorch your mustache a little bit. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens. Ah. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Tora. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks, man. At least with crooks, you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with the- Holy shit, has he been there all along? No fucking way, you can't tell me this person has been there all along. And I just never noticed. Someone look at the VOD. Was this person here all along? I bet they put them there once we made the drink, right? Oh, that's freaking me out, huh? Hello? He kind of looks like Date. Doesn't he? A little less wrinkly, maybe. Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. Okay. McQueen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. Hey, it is you. The surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. Zoop. You know each other? I guess he does really look like a detective. Why is it? I can't remember. I had a conversation with someone, either on stream or with Alaris, about detectives and the coats. Why do they all wear trench coats? Where does that come from? Because it's always, like, whenever it's a movie character or, like, an anime character, they all wear trench coats. Where is that stereotype from? Is that, like, a film noir kind of thing that kind of just stuck? You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. About brunches? What's wrong with brunches? I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. What do you mean? I don't think brunch buddies is what I think it means. Unless they had some really terrible food. We were truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. I am going to Google what brunch buddies means. Brunch buddies. Well, the first thing that pops up is an Instagram account called Brunch Buddies with 160 plus followers. I think they just made it up. I think they just made it up. That's not a thing. Unless at some point we're gonna find out what it is. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, Som. Like, it's gotta, but even then, why did they start? Why did the old movies do that? Was it actually fashion at the time? That could be the case. That they just mirrored, like, what actual private eye detective investigator sleuths, like, what they were wearing, and then we kind of never got rid of that stereotype. I don't know, that might be the case. What brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Although the coffee is good, you should try it. Secret police reasons? I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me, tell me about your supernatural problems. Who is this guy and why is he here? From the 1920s through the 50s, a trench coat and a fedora were the... But the fedora isn't really a thing anymore for for detectives. They were the standard outerwear for a man who was neither upper nor extreme lower class. Consequently, they were the natural choice for spies, detectives, and anyone wanting to blend in with the added bonus of easily concealing weapons. That makes sense for a private detective as well. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But why it still is the case, that does not make sense. So it's because they can blend in, but now they stand out like a sore thumb, because I immediately compared them to Date. And I would have also, from the Yakuza series, but I would have also compared him to Gumshoe from Phoenix Wright, but I just didn't because he doesn't really look like him. But they do both have a tie and a trench coat, so like they don't fit in anymore. They severely stand out now. guess even today, trench coat and blue glasses signal spy, even though it would stand out like a sore thumb. Yeah, exactly. Like nowadays it doesn't make sense anymore, but that stereotype is so ingrained in people that it makes sense to still have in movies, in fiction. Enough about me, tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh, well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Tora about getting over my fear of that stuff. Do you think he's allowed to talk to McQueen about that? Yeah, that makes sense, the save icon in Word. Like, how many people my age or younger have used floppy disks? I mean, me, I have used them, but like, it's kind of crazy that some people don't even recognize that as its own, like, entity anymore. Makes me feel old, but even then I feel like I'm, like, in the generation that would already, where many people already don't know. But I don't know, we just had a very old computer and floppy disks, so like I'm still aware of them. Like for a long time we had both like a CD-ROM PC and not a long time, but up until I was like 8 or 10 or something, like really long. I mean, maybe not that long, but at least into the time that I became sentient, we had like a floppy disk PC and a CD-ROM PC, if that makes sense. One of them got used much more than the other, by the way. You can guess which one. I was just talking to Tori about getting over it and ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. Most of the PCs we had both. It might be that our CD-ROM PC also had a slot, but that it just didn't work or something. But we very specifically had 2 separate PCs. But I don't remember if the like CD-ROM PC had a slot for that. I don't know. I can't quite remember. I was really young at that point, so like I don't remember that much. How many or did you ever, Elleris, did you ever play floppy disks? A specific internet PC. Yeah, but your dad's different. Your dad's different from mine. Which would be good. You know, for you know what I mean. It would be bad if we had the same dad. Really? But are DOS? I guess they are the same, huh? I think we also had DOS. Mostly CDs? Yeah, for me the same. Like, we had a few, but we had quite a few floppies that just didn't work. If I recall correctly, like, there were only a few games that we ever got to actually play. Because the other ones, either they didn't work or we couldn't figure them out. I can't remember. You have played floppy disk game. Is that, should I phrase that sentence like that? You're old, right? You have played a lot of floppy disk games, have you? Or haven't you, rather? Sorry, I didn't mean to come off as that rude. A little rude, sure. You have. Okay. Then I don't feel as bad, but it just feels a little presumptuous of me to, like, say, oh, you're old, so you must have. Okay, did you have any favorites? Anyone? Did anyone have any favorites? For me, it was, I think, Commander Keen 1, but that's the only one I played. Only Commander Keen game I played. And also, I much preferred watching my dad play because, all of the enemies, except for the, like, one-eyed green little guys, all of them scared me, especially the upright toilets that eat your butt when you jump on them, and, the wider green guys with the teeth. I hated them. The guys with the teeth were terrible. And we never got that far into the game because it didn't have saves. Skibbity toilet phobia? Can you fucking not? Also, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Commander Keen 1 enemies. Just because I don't want to sound like I'm absolutely crazy. Hang on. I'll show you. Why does that not work anymore? For whatever reason, my screen thing doesn't work. Is this... Oh, I think I know. Maybe I accidentally switched... Yeah, I accidentally switched my monitors, I think. I don't know when or how, but that would make sense. There we go, perfect. Sorry, I was just laughing because there's like 5 of them. 5 enemies. Let's see. Is it Garg? It is Garg! I hated Garg! This guy. Fuck that guy! Why is he like that? Hang on, maybe I shouldn't have put it in F11. Full screen, also known as... I hate the Gargs! Why are they so terrifying? And the little animations are so... I don't like them. Is it the pets? The toilets? Yeah. These are the toilets. They kind of just go bop, bop, bop. And I hated them. They weren't that bad because they, were stationary. These guys also sucked because they shoot lasers. Oh, these guys, no, these guys were the worst. They jump and they're really tall. They are the worst. Sorry, not that one. Are these at all different? Are the Vortigons different? They don't look different to me, but all of them... Wait, where? No, hang on. Where are the... Where is the one I was talking about? The not scary one. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Oh, because it's not a... Oh... It's a creature, but because it only pushes you and it doesn't kill you. That's why I like them, because they were cute and they couldn't hurt you. But these guys, I love them. They're cute. I don't know what they're called. Yorp. They're Yorps. Anyway. We were playing a video game. Sorry, a different video game. So when are we... Hang on. When are we doing a Commander Keen 1 stream? I do have to say, I never got that far, even, like, when I watched my dad or my brother play, because it doesn't have, like, saves. Like, it didn't... I don't know if that's just the computer or the fact that you can't save on floppy disks. I'm not sure, not gonna lie. So I never got very far. Also, those are all the enemies, really? UFO Enemy Unknown, SimCity 2000. SimCity is a classic. Simon the Sorcerer, I heard it's good. Secret of Monkey Island, I know people who like that game. An in-game floppy disk Easter egg? What does that mean? What should I imagine when you say that? Alright, give me 1 second to drink some, drink. But I couldn't tell you any other games, honestly, that I played, because there were some, but I only have, like, memories of what they look like, not actually the names. Ascendancy? An entire stack of floppy disks? That sounds too much. Like, that's too much work, dude. But it does fascinate me how it works to like switch out the game disk or floppy disk. That's kind of crazy to me. But that is very fascinating. A game so large you just have to have a stack of floppy disks to switch through. The real games? It's Pandemonium? You've told me about that game before, right? Or am I... No, you have. Monkey Island, you can click on a random wood stump in-game. No, in real life. I figured. And it goes, you find a secret tunnel system. Insert disc 623. Oh, I guess you won't be playing that. That's so rude! That's so mean. Oh, not education or anything. That makes sense. Man, I'm kind of sad that I'm not sure if I'll ever find like the games that I played, because there were a couple that I played a lot that I just don't remember the name of, but I only know like the visuals and that's about it. So I can't like find it. If I see it, I'd know it, but I wouldn't be able to find it. Also, thank you, Sam. Sorry, I wanted to finish my sentence. But thank you so much for the gifted... It's not a gifted resub, right? It's a gifted sub. I'm still learning after years. Although, to be fair, it kind of is a gifted resub, because you have already given L a couple subs. Anyway, do we want to get back into the video game? I feel like maybe we should. We can talk about other video games some other time. I really should do a stream where I just yap, because I realize that I do sometimes really yap about other stuff. So maybe I should work on that. Maybe I'll work on an idea for that. Anyway, I get freaked out easily. Georgie, not me. Well, both. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. Ah, I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times, it's ghosts. How many times, like, how often do you deal with ghosts? How do you do it, detective? Your case is a man. I'd have probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody, that's who. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case. We were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Yeah? Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place, right? That's the police's job? But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it. But it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out. Bam, next minute, all this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then, before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel and he's behind me and... Whoa! Whoa, a pottery date? Whew! Wait. Isn't this the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh. Maybe? We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Hello? His almost identical looking friend? Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. I love him. I love him. He's such a himbo. Okay, okay. I wasn't going to pick favorites, but I think we have a favorite. I have a favorite. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. I love him. Oh no. Maybe different police divisions? That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. That's just the rain. It's very ready rain. There's filling all over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what I miss? We were talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Pfft, ghosts aren't real. So you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. I love him. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah. What you said, that they're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly, they used to be alive just like us. Is anyone gonna order a fucking drink, or are we just here for speaking? Because also, why is he here? Did he just see Georgie in here? Exactly, they used to be alive just like us. As long as they... but they're still not real. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Which should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best to not overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Ha, well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. Oh, they're here for the case? I already did. Oh? Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Hey, Sandwich, good to see you today. I hope you're well. I hope you had a good weekend, and thank you for tuning in today. How have you been? How are you? I'm good. You don't need to ask. you still can if you want to. If you're unaware of this game, it's basically a visual novel in which you get customers and you give them drinks and then you listen to them talk for a really long time. And occasionally you give them stuff. Oh, today's your first day of classes? Oof. Well, I hope it is/went well. Is going/went well. And I hope you manage to not die. That would be a good start. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Is he making it up or is he like for real for real? Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen, a lot. Was he here just for that joke? You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. I love him! Oh no! Oh no, he's my favorite. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Tora? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1,000,000 now. I'm very glad you do. Hehe. Thanks anyway, Tora. I really did nothing much. Are you going to be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I fucking hope we see him again. I don't think they'll be here, right? Nah, they're not friends. They won't be my friends, but I hope they'll be back. Especially Dooley. I'm here for the night. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Alright then. Maybe I'll go check the stock end. Oh? Hmm? Is it the cat? Or the bald guy? No! Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Is that a place in Seattle? I wouldn't be surprised if they made it up, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they just actually took a street. I put it in the game. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. We already made that today. Or was it yesterday? Tea with some lemon and honey. Didn't we already make that? I swear I made that. Yeah. Okay. Do we have anything? No, we have nothing to give her. A cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. Is it? Does it also taste whimsical? It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. That's so. How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Oh, do I need to give him something? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh? I'm gonna take a note just in case. Blue card from Riona to Georgie. Can't forget that. Riona Sheeran. A piece of a blue card with an email. Oh. That wasn't important. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable though. But it is not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. It's the least I could do, as I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean because Georgie is a human. And we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Hmm? Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. Nah, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. That traffic aside, how are you? I'm... To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind today, as of late. Today, not specifically just today, I guess. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. And then it pans, and like, it turns the camera towards the barista, and it's like literally an ear on legs. And hands, because they still gotta be able to make the drinks. That may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I've been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Ooh, any good news? Because Rachel is the idol and Riona wants to be a singer. An opera singer? Any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I'm thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network to make myself known. Oh? And she doesn't want to talk to people. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but could you give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand? I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her, but then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right, I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason, I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity? Did something happen? He was stuck? Pardon? No, step Banshee! Never mind. Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. I might have seen it. Did you? Oh, we can't see yesterday's posts, huh? Groover? What does that mean? Oh yeah, it was Uber. Uber, but not Uber. Right. I came across Sid when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud, all sounds in order, and extremely drunk. Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of transport nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me... Excuse me. Oh, man. He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight. Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here. But I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? I guess they are different, huh? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Right, the I guess, talent display show that he's been pitching? Or not necessarily show, but series? Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well, miss. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. Is it though? Yeah, because then he has to settle. Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believe that, with the number of rejections I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all? What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where their power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? She doesn't like talking to people. I think... honestly relatable, and which is very ironic, I know. But honestly, fucking same. I see. Still. Miss Riona? Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Whoa, but I thought you're located in Bellevue? I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. However, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. Or I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? Terrible. It wasn't too bad. Oh, that's a nice way of saying that. If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Welp. His hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got... Right, because he does have fur, that's right, he has legs. He's got furry legs. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though. I ended up taking him for a drive though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late night delivery? No, I was buying a pie! At midnight? Yes. Why, concerned you may have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. I want some pie. Oh, Tora, you'll be fine. I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Oh, why? His daughter loves pies! When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. That's too close to satellite. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub, very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie and it serves fresh pies until 1 AM. And after that, do they just not serve anymore or do they serve old pies? You can still get them at 4 AM. They'll just be cold and a little stale. Interesting, good to know, thanks. Getting back to the story though, you both went for pies then? Yes, and that seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you each get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top. Oh, yummy. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Is that important? Wait. Didn't want cafe latte because it hurts his tummy. Scandalous. That's what I wrote about him. Got coffee and apple pie with Riona with milk. Boo, 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 boo. What about his tummy? Ouch. I feel betrayed, truly. Oh. But it was my suggestion since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch! I apologize! I'll live. A little piece of advice though. A glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated? Really? Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. But doesn't it sober you up more quickly? Shouldn't you then have a cup of coffee and then a glass of warm water? Ugh, yucky. Just thinking about it makes me go, ugh, yucky, ewy. Oh, that's really good information to know. This is why you are the best barista, Tora. Thank you. Okay, but then why did you go get coffee somewhere else? I guess because she couldn't get pie here either. My feelings are hurt slightly less now. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie. That kind of sounds like it could be good. Wait, how do you put the hibiscus in there? The mint you can just cut into it, but can you just eat hibiscus? And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Ahahaha. Drinks aside. What an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order it next time. What was it? Hibiscus. I almost wrote babiscus. Hibiscus. Blueberry. Was it mint? Mint. Let me check in the log. Yeah. Then what do we put in there instead of mint? Instead of blueberry? Lemon? Lemon kind of is the closest, but that's still very different. Remember to order it next time, please do. And so we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal despite the many disappointments with his team. He also toy to me? He also told me why he does not drive at all. Really? Why? It is a secret? Hmm? On second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. I apologize. Oh, thank you, Sam, for attempting the backseat. I'm really happy that there's a log. That is so good. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Which is? Really? Yes, surprisingly. And before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m. Whoa! Must be a gripping conversation. I'm not sure. Because the shop closes at 1. Or like, they stop serving it at 1. Hot pies, specifically. So did they drive around for 4 hours? However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Weren't you tired as well? No. Do banshees not need sleep? I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Tora. You're welcome. No problem at all, anytime. Have a good evening then, Tora. Come back again soon. Okay. Okay. Right, we have made that before. I remember suffering through trying to pronounce that. Friday, September 29th. Let's see what the newspaper has to say. Alien sightings increase. Is this an invasion? Sucker. At least it's pretty, researcher responds, over alleged algae invasion. You can't quite read this one, but it says Dwarfira Tech teams up with Golemix Industries to produce self-healing concrete technology. Okay. New... No, that's not a new person. I think that's Bailey's. No spoilers though. No spoilers. Because we'll get to that next week. Yes. I think that's Bailey's. Man, we got to know more people who are apparently not important at all. We got to serve people some shitty drinks. Hyde didn't love it, but, you know, fuck them. We got to talk to Lua, to Riona. We didn't see Lucas. We saw Gala? I don't know how I've been pronouncing it. I do wonder, because there wasn't any special conversation about giving him his lighter back. So I wonder if that was necessary at all. If you were actually growing coffee rather than chatting with people. Would you call it coffee stock? Would you? You probably wouldn't. That kind of coffee stock sounds more like a name for a horror game in which you, like, work in a coffee shop and you have a stalker. That sounds much more like it. You know what I mean? That feels more apt than just a coffee growing business. Is there anything else I want to say? No, I think we're gonna switch to Firewatch. There is the dossier. Oh, that's true, right. We are taking notes on everyone, apparently. Only what seems important. I'm not writing everything down. But yeah, maybe don't cross me. I know all your secrets. To the coffee talk people, the chatters, you'll be okay. But yeah, we're gonna go play Firewatch. I'll set everything up. It did try to, because if you load into Firewatch, you don't actually immediately get to play, so I didn't really do a good job of audio balancing because I just couldn't really... I really just couldn't. And then I also forgot, because the way it starts is kind of annoying if you want to see if the game runs well, if you want to balance audio, because it's just a bunch of talking and that you can't skip. So I kind of hope that it's going to work out okay, but we'll see if it does or not. But yeah, anyway, I'll set everything up. And I'm gonna drink a big glass of water and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.